Hello guys, in this video we will be talking about the Ramayana written by Valmiki. It is one of the greatest epic ever written from Indian literature. We are going to look at an English translated version by C. Rajagopalachari, and in this video we are looking at chapter 61, Anxiety in Lanka. So the scenario here is Ravana has abducted Sita and taken her with him to Lanka. Now the Vanara, Hanuman, has come, met her, and he has created a chaos in Lanka. So here Rajagopalachari also describes how Valmiki has masterfully used his language to express other elements of the story. So initially he states how great poets have always used evil characters to show some goodness in them because no one is completely evil, right? He says how there are three gunas, characters. First one is sattvic, which is goodness, greatness, and the next one is rajsik. Rajsik is something associated with passion. It could lead to something bad. And the next one is tamasic, which can be similar to ignorance. He says how all these elements are shown in a character, and some people can get more attracted to Rajsik and Tamasic characters, which automatically makes them like the evil character more. Falling for the villain. Sounds familiar? And he considers these people as below average, who are untouched by sattvic elements. For this claim, he uses an example of a great epic, Paradise Lost, by John Milton. Here, the character of Satan is even more praised and acclaimed than Jesus because of his masterful portrayal. And another example is Shakespeare's Shylock character, which is a user and a miser, but he is even more preferred by people. So, he gets into the story here. The Rakshasa king, which is represented to Ravana, you can see how the word Rakshasa is something more great. It like discussing with your team members before taking a decision in a group project. In an ashamed and apologetic tone, Ravana states how the Vanara, the enemy's messenger, has come. He has met the imprisoned Sita, and he has also destroyed some palaces, temples, and even killed some of their warriors. So he asked the council to help him in making the right decision. Now, here he states his goal is to protect the people and to defend themselves. See, his goal is not to attack. So, next we see how he also states that he knows the strengths of his enemy. Rama is strong, and so is army. He is aware of the strength, and he wants to secure his city and his people to protect themselves. We can see an evil character who is self-aware instead of just filled with mices. So then what happens is the members of the assembly begin talking. They go on to praise him. Great king, our army and weapons are the strongest in the world. Why should you be anxious? They go on with their praises. They list out all the people he has destroyed. The Bhogavati, Naga king, Kubera, Yakshas, and how even Maya feared him and married his daughter off to Ravana. He says how even the Kalakeyas were defeated by him, Varuna, and even Yama himself. So they say how he need not really be scared or anxious. Now they begin to speak one by one in the praise of king. First, the commander-in-chief Prahasta rises up. He says how, O king, you have defeated the Devas, Danavas, and Gandharvas, and he calls him the king of kings, should be anxious for these little creatures. We can see how they are not really valuing the value of their opponent. And then he says, if the Rama comes again, I myself will manage him. And next gets up. Oh, wait. He also says how this small mistake of yours, this insignificant act of yours, the abduction of Sita, is nothing problematic. We can see how they are taking things. So next rises Durmukha. He says how we shall not let monkeys, bravado, and undeserved good luck. So he says how he will go ahead and destroy the Vanara army, root and branch and return. We can see how they are just heroic monologues. Next, Vajrada, Vajrada, Vajradamshtra stands, and he, already with his weapons full of blood of his opponents, says, let me go, I will kill them all off, saying he need not fear anything, he himself will take care of everything. So next, he also gives him some advices, saying how we'll bring some Rakshasa warriors and make them go in human form approach Rama, and we can see here how he wants to fool them, something that is again not by Dharma. Next comes Kumbhakarna, son Nikumba, and he says how you all can stay here. I will go and destroy the enemy and bring you the news. And another Rakshasa saying how he will kill them and feast on their flesh. So one after the other, they just keep talking of this. They wanted to please Ravana. So next stands up someone, Vibhishana, the younger brother of Ravana. His talk is something else. He gets up, makes them all sit down, and says how these words of these people were good to listen, but they are not the right thing. He says how violation of the Niti Shastra, the right thing, will lead to grief, will lead to problems. He says how first you should try Sama, which is consolation, and Dana, buying off the enemies, and Bera, showing discord. Only then one should try to use Danda, the force of arms. So, if he goes listening to these people, begins a war, it will only lead to the destruction of Lanka. Why? Because it's against Niti Shastra. It's the violation of it, which is a sin, a great sin. He also confesses to the king of kings, that what he did was wrong. The abduction of Sita was not the right thing to do. And he also speaks positively of Rama, saying the act of Rama was only for self defense, to protect the people who were looking to him. And he also says how his act of taking his wife away was a big sin. Having a problem with Rama, they should have battled with him and should not have taken his wife with them. So to him, he confesses how they have done the wrong thing, and first they should return Sita to Rama. He says how we should not go to war with the fault on our side, something no one else was able to say to him. So, and then at last he says, dear brother, I am saying this for your own good. At the end, Ravana was pleased with the praiseful words of others, but still the words of Vibhishana and his own doubts kept him wondering what's the right thing. So he adjourned the court and said, let's meet again tomorrow and consider the matter. We can see how, though he is aware that what he did and what he is going to do is wrong, he is still unable to accept it, letting us see how and why he is the evil character. hope this video was useful to you. And until we meet again, bye.